What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what's going on. Sorry for being 2 minutes late, just got out of a meeting, but I'm here bringing you the news. And Bitcoin is pumping 73,433 and still going. I'm looking at the 15-minute chart right now because I want to get a closer look at the price, but let me switch that back to our normal chart. Here we go. So yeah, Bitcoin had a nice pump this morning. Like what's going on today? Like the week's showing green. So there's actually good news happening in the space. We've had Trump pretty much clap back at the banks for just pushing so hard and everything. So that's going to be our first article we're going to cover, and how he's urging the Congress to move on crypto rules amid this banking clash happening. So the dispute centers on whether crypto firms should be allowed to offer stablecoin yield, an issue that has stalled key negotiations. Now, President Donald Trump on Tuesday publicly accused major banks of attempting to undermine the administration crypto agenda, escalating a growing dispute between Wall Street and digital asset firms. Now, that has stalled a key market structure bill in the Congress. Now, in a post on TruthSocial, Trump warned that the banking sector was threatening and undermining the stablecoin-focused Genius Act, and urged lawmakers to quickly pass the Clarity Act, a separate measure intended to define regulatory oversight of the broader crypto industry. Now, the U.S. needs to get the market structure done ASAP, Trump wrote, adding that the delays could push the industry overseas. The Genius Act was the USA's first big step to make the U.S. crypto capital of the world, and getting Clarity Act done is the next step to the finished job. Now, the comments come as tensions intensify between traditional financial institutions and crypto companies over whether stablecoin platforms should be allowed to offer yield to users, an issue that has become the primary obstacle to advancing the Clarity Act in Congress. Now, at the center of the dispute is Jamie Dimon, chief executive of JP Morgan Chase, who on Monday argued that crypto companies seeking to pay rewards on stablecoin balances should instead operate under bank rules. If you want to be a bank, become a bank. And Dimon said in an interview with CNBC, warning that allowing crypto firms to offer yield without the same regulatory framework as banks could destabilize the financial system. Now, the standoff has helped derail progress on the Clarity Act and its legislation, aiming at establishing a comprehensive framework for the digital asset markets. Now, yeah, that Jamie Dimon, no, there's still more of this article, but I do have those posts. It wasn't that one. It was right here. Yeah, Jamie Dimon says crypto exchanges should be able to offer yield on products because it's not fair for the banks. We want competition. Can we play this? Let's see. Let me turn this.
Rewards are the same as interest, and a compromise would be that you pay rewards on transactions, not balances. If you are going to be holding balances and paying interest, that's the bank. You should be regulated by a bank. So we've been firm. One thing over here, yes, but if you want to be a bank, become a bank, and you can do whatever you want under bank law. So I remind people, your viewers may not know, banks have restrictions and requirements. FDIC insurance, AML, BSA. We have Community Responsibility Act, which means you have to open 25% of resident LMI neighborhood social requirement. We have liquidity requirements, capital requirements, transparency requirements, reporting requirements, port requirements, government requirements. If they want to be a bank, so be it. So what we base is level playing field by product. It can't be you have these people doing one thing, without any regulation like that, and these people do another. And if you do that, the public will pay. It will get bad. So,
with the level playing field, they've never had the level playing field. Now they're just trying to stop what the exchanges have been doing right now. So it's like, no, you can't produce yield. You're offering 4% on stable coins, while us traditional banks are only offering 1% on your standard fiat savings. Like we need a fair competition because we can't compete with you guys. No, they just want to keep all the money themselves. So yeah, so Trump has been fighting, the banks have been putting a standoff on this bill. Kind of actually, putting a what are they doing? They've been wanting to make changes to the Genius Act out there after it's been passed, but now they're, I guess, getting their they're getting their say in now in the Clarity Act to stall that, to try to do what they can to bully it to go their way. But this bill would define which crypto assets fall under the jurisdiction of the Securities and Exchange Commission and which are regulated by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, a long-running question that has complicated enforcement and compliance across the industry. Now, while lawmakers had planned to move the bill through the Senate Banking Committee earlier this year, negotiations broke down after Brian Armstrong's Coinbase withdrew support, citing amendments that could restrict stablecoin rewards program. Now, the Genius Act, by contrast, has already been enacted. Trump signed this last summer, creating the first federal framework governing payments, stablecoins, designed to track the value of the US dollar. Now, the law requires issuers to maintain liquid reserves and comply with anti-money laundering and risk management standards. Now, regulators are now moving to implement the statute that the Office of the Comptrollers of the Currency released a proposed rule last week outlining how banks and other regulated entities could issue and manage payment stablecoins under federal supervision. Now, American leadership in digital assets is a national priority, and it remains imperative that the U.S. leads. Jia-Hong Kim, CEO of industry advocacy group from the Crypto Council for Innovation, told Decrypt in an emailed statement that even so, the broader market structure legislation remains stuck in limbo right now. Now, White House officials had hoped negotiations between banks and crypto lobbyists would produce a compromise by early March. It didn't seem to come through. Now, people involved in the talks say that the two sides remain far apart, with banks pushing for the tighter limits on stablecoin yield and programs and crypto firms insisting such rewards are central to the sector's growth. Without a resolution soon, industry participants warn that the chances of passing the Clarity Act this year could diminish sharply as Congress approaches the midterm election cycle. And yeah, so this all started when, Brian Armstrong from Coinbase noticed like the change they've made. It's like a whoa. So nobody can offer yield on stablecoins at all, just the banks, and they can dictate for what percentage you get on it. And yeah, so Trump did talk to Brian Armstrong before he wrote that letter. President Trump met privately with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong before publicly backing the crypto industry against the banks for the crypto market structure bill, said Politico. Now, here's exactly what Trump posted on TruthSocial, so we get the full thing that he wrote rather than just the article. So Trump he posted on Truth, "The Genius Act is being threatened and undermined by the banks, and that is unacceptable. We are not going to allow it. The U.S. needs to get market structure done ASAP, and Americans should earn more money on their money. The banks are hitting record profits, and we are not going to allow them to undermine our powerful crypto agenda that will end up going to China and other countries if we don't get the Clarity Act taken care of." Now, the Genius Act was the USA's first big step to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and getting the Clarity Act done is the next step to the finished job. And most importantly, keep this big and powerful industry in our country. The banks should not be trying to undercut the Genius Act or hold the Clarity Act as hostage. They need to make a good deal with the crypto industry because that's what's in the best interest of the American people. Now, this industry cannot be taken from the people of America when it's so close, becoming truly successful. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So that is what Trump explicitly said, and it's true. If they're going to hold the Clarity Act as hostage, and if this does get diminished for this year, where we're not going to get it pushed through, other countries aren't stopping with whatever rules or regulations they're coming out with. And again, if we don't have some clear rules, some people like to just work around a set of rules that are in place right now. Without it, it's nope, let's just move to the country that actually is offering those rules. And we've seen it many, many times before already. So again, we do need to get this right, but we just cannot push something that is not going to work or just favor the banks and everything's in the same place. So we need to get this pushed forward. Otherwise, again, if we push forward the way it is now, again, that's just going to push companies away from America, not to it. So we got to get this right, and banks just got to stop holding us hostage for it. But speaking about becoming a bank, that's what Jamie Dimon's saying, Kraken actually is kind of taking the next step towards it, not getting full rights or access to the bank, but limited use cases, limited purposes. How did they say it? Let's go through this article to hear about it. But Kraken secures the Federal Reserve master account, marking the first ever for crypto firms. So Kraken becomes the first crypto native firm to secure a Federal Reserve master account, gaining direct access to the U.S. central bank's core payment rails. So this is huge news. And I feel like this is why we were seeing the Bitcoin price have a nice little pump up from this bullish news, as well as Trump coming in, saying what he has to say, because these are all good signs. But crypto took a step. Let me get rid of that. Crypto took a step toward deeper integration with the U.S. financial system after Kraken secured access to the Federal Reserve's core payment infrastructure, becoming the first crypto native firm to operate on the same rails as traditional banks and credit unions. Now, Kraken's banking arm, Kraken Financial, received approval for a so-called master account from the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, according to the company statements. Now, the account grants direct entry into the Fed's payment systems, including FedWire, a real-time gross settlement network that processes trillions of dollars in transfers each day. Now, the approval allows Kraken Financial to settle dollar payments without routing transactions through intermediary banks. Until now, the exchange relied on partner institutions to send and receive US dollars to receive US dollars. Now, direct access allows a firm to move funds across the same infrastructure used by thousands of regulated financial institutions. And here is Bitcoin Magazine tweeting about that. Just in, Bitcoin exchange Kraken becomes the first crypto bank to receive a Federal Reserve master account. This makes Kraken the first digital asset bank in the US history to gain direct access to the Federal Reserve's payment infrastructure. Now, Kraken's breakthrough for crypto. Kraken said that the master account will allow it to handle transactions with greater efficiency for larger customers. The company will not receive the full suite of services available to traditional banks, but it will not earn interest on reserves held at the central bank, and it will not have access to the Federal Reserve's lending facilities. So, not getting all access as traditional banks get, but they're getting a full suite of services. Now, even with those limits, the decision marks a breakthrough for an industry that has faced repeated denials in its efforts to connect to the Fed's payment backbone. Now, Senator Cynthia Loomis, a Republican from Wyoming and a longstanding advocate for digital assets, called the approval of a watershed milestone in the history of digital assets. Now, Wyoming has positioned itself as a hub for crypto-focused financial charters, including special-purpose institutions designed to bridge blockchain markets and the banking system. Now, other crypto firms remain in line for similar access. Ripple and Custodia Bank have sought master accounts from the Federal Reserve, but Custodia's early application was denied after a legal battle that affirmed the Fed's discretion in granting access. Now, industry participants view Kraken's approval as a signal that the central banks may be open to limited pathways for crypto institutions under defined structures. Now, the move aligns with discussions inside the Federal Reserve about so-called skinny master accounts, a concept that would grant access to payment rails without extending full benefits of bank status. Now, under such a framework, crypto firms could connect to settlement systems while remaining outside certain capital and reserve regimes applied to depository institutions. Kraken's milestone also arrives as the company prepares for a potential public listing, and its parent company, Payward Inc., has filed confidential draft registration statements with the Securities and Exchange Commission as part of its IPO planning. Now, the public market access would place Kraken alongside other digital asset firms that have sought to bridge crypto markets and traditional finance. So Kraken may be the first to be the one receiving it. We've seen like other exchanges and platforms try to receive one, but have been denied. But Kraken being the first, I wonder why. Why Kraken? Has there been other partnerships going on in there? Either way, this kind of, when I saw this news, I was like going, how does this really change? Giving an exchange access to the Federal Reserve payment rails. Now, it is like, how is this show signed for blockchain, or is it like they're going into the Fed system, but then also, what is it? They're using the railway instead of having to use intermediary banks, other middlemen to get like those US dollars. Now they have a railway going straight directly to that with the exchange. So that's, I feel like this is taking some limits away from the banks. So if Jamie Dimon wanted some competition, I guess he's going to be getting it, right? If we want competition, well, you got it, because I guess Kraken don't need to have an intermediary bank anymore to get those US dollars. So, so that's what's going on with Kraken and getting that Federal Reserve master account. Now, other bullish news continue on for why parlay prices are going up is Indiana governor signs the bill allowing crypto into retirement plans. So, yep, House Bill 1042 did get passed and signed into law. Now, this includes provisions to protect the rights of crypto users, barring public agencies from enforcing rules that ban crypto payments, self-custody, or mining. So Indiana will start allowing certain retirement and saving plans to include crypto investments and has enacted strong legal protections for the crypto industry under a newly signed bill. Governor Mike Braun signed the House Bill 1042 into law on Tuesday after it passed the legislature last Thursday. The legislation requires Indiana's state public retirement and savings plans to offer self-brokerage accounts with at least one crypto investment option by July 2027. Now, according to the bill's description, this requirement applies to the legislator's defined contribution plan, the Hoosier Start Plan, certain public employees' retirement funds, and specific teachers' retirement fund plans. Now, more institutions are adopting digital assets, with BitBo estimating that over 3.7 million Bitcoin, worth $258 billion, are held publicly traded in private companies and exchange traded funds and governments. Now, protections for the crypto payments and mining. The bill also includes provisions to protect the rights of crypto users under the legislation's public agencies, except the Department of Financial Institutions. They are barred from adopting or enforcing rules that ban crypto payments, self custody, or mining. Now, the bill also clarifies that a money transmitter license isn't required for apps and software protocols that allow non custodial transfers. Now, the local governments, such as counties, municipalities, or townships, also can single out crypto mining businesses or home miners with special restrictions not applied to the similar businesses or activities in the same zoning area. Now, noise from the crypto mining operations has caused friction in other states. Residents in Hood County, Texas, attempted to form a new municipality to regulate noise from a local mining facility last year, and I remember when that happened. And access to retirement funds are a boon for crypto. Or is that a boom? At the federal level, President Donald Trump's August executive order democratizing access to alternative assets for 401k investors directed the SEC to make alternative assets like crypto more accessible in participant-directed retirement plans. Now, some analysis, such as Tom Dunleavy, the head of ventures at Varys Capital and a former senior analyst at Messari, predicted that even 1% allocation to crypto and 401ks could bring in $120 billion in new flows for this. So, yeah, so this is just one state to do that. I wonder if that number was for just Indiana, or if this is for, like, so let's say all 50 states come in. So if it's just this Indiana that does it, allowing crypto to go in it, and you can pull in 120 billion in inflow to it, man, just multiply that by 50, because 50 United States, 50 states in the US, and yeah, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, awesome job. Congratulations on this. I love seeing some things advance in the space right now, even though the clarity is kind of in a hostage stance right now. But I love seeing that some states are taking initiative, pushing new bills, new laws going forward, and this is going to continue on this year, and I love it. Now, what else can you do with Bitcoin? Now, if you have a lot of it, looks like you can finally get that Lamborghini you've always wanted. Lamborghini dealerships embrace crypto, a revolutionary shift as US showrooms now accept Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, not just Bitcoin, you can pay with Ethereum if you so choose. So, let's go through this article. Now, Lamborghini dealerships embrace crypto, which is a revolutionary shift as US showrooms now accept Bitcoin and Ethereum. So in this landmark move for both the luxury automotive and digital asset sectors, multiple Lamborghini dealerships across the United States have begun accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum as direct payments for their high-performance vehicles. According to a report from Solid Intel, the development confirmed in early 2025 that signals a pivotal moment where cutting-edge technology meets elite automotive engineering, fundamentally altering the transaction landscape for ultra-luxury goods. Now, Lamborghini Cryptocurrency Payment Initiative launches nationwide. The adoption of cryptocurrency payments by several US Lamborghini franchises represents a strategic expansion of digital currency utility. Consequently, this initiative moves beyond speculative investment into tangible, high-value commerce. Now, dealerships in key metropolitan markets, including Miami, Los Angeles, and New York, are reportedly leading the integration. Furthermore, the rollout follows a careful evaluation of market demand and transaction security protocols. Now, the process involves real-time conversions through established compliant payment processors. Now, these processors instantly settle transactions into US dollars, thereby mitigating the volatility risk for the dealership. Now, the evolving landscape of luxury automotive retail, Lamborghini's foray into crypto payments did not occur in a vacuum. Instead, it builds upon a growing, albeit niche, trend within luxury sector. For instance, high-end watchmakers and real estate firms have previously tested similar models. However, the automotive industry presents unique challenges due to the sheer value and regulatory complexity of each sale. Now, this move by Lamborghini dealerships provide a significant case study other manufacturers. Now, the table below outlines the progression of major crypto adoption into the auto retailer. So in 2013, we have various independent dealers accepted Bitcoin. It was the global region, so globally. 2021, so 7 years down the road, several European supercar sellers started accepting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this was in Europe. And then 2023, select US exotic car retailers. They start accepting multiple cryptocurrencies, so it could have been Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Doge, maybe XRP, but accepted multiple versions. And this happened in the United States. And now this year, or no, last year, 2025, multiple Lamborghini dealerships started accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum in the United States. So I guess this article is announcing that it's going to be rolling out nationwide, is what they said. Yep, the payment initiative launches nationwide. So yeah, luxury cars are embracing crypto, but again, they are accepting it for payments because they understand people have cryptocurrencies. But in the end, after the transaction gets settled, it gets directly moved into US dollars. So the dealership doesn't have to worry about the volatility of the price action. So this timeline demonstrates a clear acceleration towards mainstream acceptance, and key drivers for the shift include the client demographic, portfolio diversification, and transaction efficiency. Now, expert analysis on the market impact of the viability, financial analysis, and automotive retailer experts points to several critical factors ensuring that this model's viability, primarily the use of instant conversion services, addresses the primary concern of price volatility. Now, moreover, this structure allows dealerships to operate without holding cryptocurrencies on balance sheets, and industry observers note that this move is less about currency speculation and more about client services and making position and market positioning. I'm sorry, I'm seeing my screen totally glitch out. I always wonder if that's my switchboard or the actual server. But let's just continue on. So ignore the glitches that happen. Technical and regulatory frameworks for crypto car sales right now. Implementing cryptocurrency payments at scale requires robust technical and legal frameworks, each participating in Lamborghini dealerships partners with the financial technology providers specialized in crypto to fiat gateways. Now, this system handles transactions in seconds. The buyer initiates a transfer from the digital wallet to designate address, and subsequently, the payment processors converts the cryptos to dollars at the current market rate, like I said. Now, they must comply with existing financial regulations, including anti-money laundering, know your customer, and tax reporting. Regulatory experts emphasize this compliant approach is crucial for sustained adoption and provides the blueprint for other regulated industries considering similar payments. Now, the consumer response on this is that early reports from dealerships indicate strong interest from crypto wealthy communities. This payment option offers a seamless way to leverage digital assets gained for major purchases, and furthermore, it eliminates the need for intermediaries to step in, like selling crypto on an exchange, waiting the bank's clearance, and then going ahead with the purchase. So this development could pressure other luxury automakers to follow suit, and the success of this program may accelerate the integration of blockchain technology deeper into the automotive services with potential future implications. Now, the conclusion of this is that the decision by multiple US Lamborghini dealerships to accept Bitcoin and Ethereum marks a definitive step toward the normalization of cryptocurrency in high-stakes retail. This move successfully bridges the worlds of decentralized digital assets and premier physical craftsmanship and reflects a mature understanding of modern wealth structure and client service demands. As the infrastructure stabilizes and regulatory clarity improves, this Lamborghini cryptocurrency payment model will likely become a standard offering, not a novelty, and ultimately it represents a significant milestone in an ongoing evolution of how value is stored, transferred, and spent in the global economy. So yeah, so if you want to be able to purchase your Lamborghini with Bitcoin and Ethereum, you should be able to now. Again, will the Lamborghini dealership keep holding on to that Bitcoin? No, because they just convert it back into stablecoin. I look forward to the news when they start a Bitcoin reserve, and then it's like, oh, we're going to switch that option. Instead of converting it, let's move a portion into our reserve. So I hope that leads to it. But this is showing the adoption of cryptocurrency payments out there. They see that their high value clients have a diverse portfolio, and some of them have cryptocurrency. And now they're helping them out just gain access to their vehicle without having extra intermediaries. Because again, like it said, the wealthy person has crypto. If they want that Lamborghini, they need to send their crypto to the exchange, sell it there, wait for their banks to get that money, and then from there, make that deal with the Lamborghini dealership and go, okay, I got my money. And then at that point, they still got to wait And we are back. Sorry, guys. Internet power went out and took out our internet. So, where did I leave off on? I think I was finishing off about the Lamborghini dealership. I hope we didn't get cut off about that. But I was just saying, like, Lamborghini understands that a lot of their wealthy clients have a diverse portfolio, and they're just making it that much easier for them to gain access to their luxury automotive vehicle. And so no longer do they need to send their crypto to an exchange, sell it there, wait for the banks to get it, make a deal with Lamborghini, and then wait for the banks to make another deal saying it's okay for you to buy that vehicle. Now it's just, oh, we accept Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh, yeah, scan this QR code. Boom, we got our money. Here's your vehicle. Done. So they're helping eliminate they're helping eliminate the middleman. Hence what blockchain was it's all about. We don't need central authorities to govern anything. We don't need these middlemen taking a little piece of the pie. Just let the code run it all. So thought that was pretty cool. So that was some pretty cool Lamborghini news there. It's just more ways to spend your Bitcoin if you have enough. Now, since we had that internet, I'm not really feeling the news anymore. I'm sorry, but I just had two more articles really for you that was talking about how a former LAPD officer was just convicted of a kidnapping a teen for $350,000 in crypto. Now, this was former Los Angeles Police Department officer Eric Halim and was convicted of handcuffing and threatening to kill a teenager to steal Bitcoin. So this happened back in a 2024 home invasion, but he has been arrested and now looks like he is due to be in court, or he's due to be sentenced on the 31st. Yes, him who did not testify is set to be sentenced on March 31st. His co-defendants, one of whom is allegedly tied to Israeli organized crime, are yet to stand trial and have maintained their innocence. So, yeah, so I wanted to bring this up. Just be careful out there. Like, again, like my generation, honestly, there has been like different generations out there. I know like my parents and beyond that. So beyond the millennials, yeah, it's like the phone rings, they get a knock on the door, and it's like, oh, let's answer it. Let's see who it is. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for calling the house. How can I help you? To my generation, where it was parents had to work all the time. You leave your kids alone at home while they did that. And then they always said when they leave, don't you dare answer that door. Don't pick up the phone. So a lot of my generation like will not ever open the door for people they don't know unless I know who is like actually at the door. I'll check the ring camera, or if who's ever calling me. If I don't have your number, I ain't answering it. So it feels like that's my generation. The millennials kind of picked that up just from our parents having to work, leaving us home alone, and just literally telling us don't open the door for anyone. So yeah, so hopefully that kind of rule sticks for you, that we just don't want to open the door for anyone, because who knows, could be a former LAPD officer trying to steal some crypto from you. So let's be careful out there, guys. And then lastly, a last article. Actually, should I read this one? This was pretty interesting. Nasty interesting, but let's go through it. South Koreans paid in crypto for revenge attacks involving human waste, says the police. So yeah, I guess people are paying people in crypto to having a revenge attack, leaving fecal matter at their front door. Now, police in South Korea have arrested people in a revenge group that were paid in crypto to make threats and vandalize property, per a local report. So hey, not only can you buy a Lamborghini in crypto, you can pay someone to have a revenge attack on you with crypto. But police in South Korea say that people are using crypto to pay for intimidation tactics that include vandalizing front doors, leaving threatening messages, and spreading human waste, according to local news reports from Honk Your Way. Now, the so-called private revenge attacks were reportedly ordered through a social messaging app Telegram, with alleged perpetrators paid between $337 to $675. Or if you go for South Korean won, it's 500,000 to a million Korean won worth of cryptocurrency. Now, through different suspects in the latest three cases spanning back to December, claimed that they do not know who ultimately paid them. In the latest two events, which have occurred in the last week, individuals identified as Mr. Lim and Mr. K by the report were arrested and charged by South Korean police. The pair both vandalized the front door of residents and were accused of dropping defamatory leaflets, at least for some of which contained the message, "I will not leave you alone." So, ooh, very threatening, especially when it's left behind a bag of poop. Now, in Mr. Lim's case, the man identified to be in his 20s also scattered food waste and was accused of spreading human waste on a nearby stairwell. The attacks occurred in the Suwon district of South Korea outside of Seoul. Police believe that the individuals arrested this time committed the crimes under the direction of a private revenge organization operating on Telegram and are tracking down their superiors, the local report reads. Now, this recent case are also under investigation regarding their potential connection to a December 7th vandalization, which also saw the dropping of defamatory leaflets and payments to 3 individuals via cryptocurrency. Now, the crypto crime spree follows a recent Bitcoin dispute in South Korea that led to the attempted murder charges, according to authorities in that case, and an individual laced his business partner coffee with methanol, a banned and toxic insecticide, after the colleague allegedly mismanaged his Bitcoin investments. Now, the country has also seen regulators recently face scrutiny regarding their inability to find internal system flaw in crypto exchange Bitcoin, which led to the erroneous distribution of the 2,000 Bitcoin or 137 million hundred customers instead of the 2,000 won, which was $1.35. And all told, Bithumb credited users with the 43 billion Bitcoin through its realized mistake within minutes and clawed back most of those funds. Furthermore, it was recently discovered that police officers from Gangnam Police Station had lost access to the 1.4 million won worth of Bitcoin more than 4 years ago, plus the nation's tax service publicly shared the seed phrase for 3 crypto wallets that had held $4.8 million worth of tokens at face value in press release. So, yeah, lots of not so much good news happening from South Korea. I like that they're using crypto, but again, they're kind of making mistakes left and right, from the tax agency exposing the seed phrase to their, what was it, like $4 million or almost $5 million worth of crypto. Let's see what else happened. The Gangnam police lost access to $1.4 million worth of Bitcoin that was confiscated. Let's see what else. Bithumb, South Korean crypto exchange, had a big thumb and accidentally pushed like the wrong distribution of the airdrop. They were only supposed to release this one altcoin before about 2,000 won. Instead of clicking 1, they clicked Bitcoin and sent 2,000 Bitcoin. So they made a mistake there. And then now what else? Yeah, we got that guy with the bad business practice, and he tried to poison his partner with an insecticide out there. And now we got people paying people in crypto for private revenge attacks out there, messing up houses, vandalizing, leaving fecal matter behind. So I think South Korea needs some changes, but I think they can recover. I think they can do good. They can churn this around. I want to give everyone the piece of doubt or piece of mind. Like, I think they can do it. So we'll see. I'll keep sharing news if anything happens in South Korea, because I like covering global news out there. Just right now, looks like South Korea is the main. All eyes are on them for what are they doing. But yeah, so I love covering the U.S. news. So congrats, Indiana, on that. Bill 1042 for allowing crypto in retirement plans. Love it. Kraken, congratulations on getting that Federal Reserve master account. And Trump, I love that I voted for you, because yeah, you gotta clap back at those bankers for trying to stifle and hold this Clarity Act as hostage. So that is it for the news. I have just 2 little Twitter posts for you. Let's see. We found out Gary V, the he's not a crypto influencer. He's the influencer speaker, motivated. He's the motivated speaker out there, and he just confirmed that he's buying Bitcoin left and right. Like, and he's saying that he's buying now. Prices at 68,000 for 13 years. He's not saying that like you should buy it now, it's going to go up. He's saying if you buy it now, you're buying for the 13 years. You're buying for the long haul. This isn't just a short thing. So if it goes down, that's fine. But he's saying he's buying whenever that's happening, because he's looking at long term, not short term. So he's buying the dips, he's buying the tops. It don't matter. He's buying. So that was pretty cool hearing him say that and finding that out. And then lastly, if you're looking forward to a comedy kind of about Bitcoin, Netflix is to release a movie about Bitcoin starring Jennifer Gardner. Bitcoin's going mainstream, but what is this movie about? Yes, Netflix is indeed developing a comedy movie involving cryptocurrency, often referred to in crypto circles as tied to Bitcoin themes, starring Jennifer Gardner. The film is called One Attempt Remaining, directed by Kay Cannon, known for Blockers, and Garner is also producing it. The plot follows an ex-couple who, years after a messy divorce, discover that some cryptocurrency they won during a wild night on a cruise is now worth millions of dollars. But they've forgotten their password to access the wallet. With only a short time, like 3 days or so before the account expires, they have to retrace their steps from the night to recover the funds and maybe rediscover why they fell in love. So it's a rom-com comedy that draws from real-world crypto horror stories, and it really is. There are wallets out there that like give you 10 attempts, like 10 attempts. If you forgot that password once, and you tried all 10 of those passwords and they're wrong, boom, the wallet is locked out forever. So again, we gotta keep in mind that there's probably like 3 or 4 million Bitcoin gone or lost forever, because some people use these wallets out there and now they're locked out. Some people threw away a hard drive. Like we heard that guy in, was it England, threw away a hard drive with like 4 Bitcoin, maybe it was 40, and then he's finally given up on trying to search for it in the landfill. And then you have people who just forgot seed phrases, broken devices, and all out there. So this is going to be, I think this is going to be a pretty funny rom-com comedy. And I love Jennifer Garner. She is a good actress. And it was, yeah, so I would love to see it. Just a couple trying to backtrace themselves. So where does this password go? We got 1 attempt left. And I wonder how they're going to end it. Are they going to not end up finding that password, but they still refell back in love with each other in the process? So love's more valuable than Bitcoin. I don't know how they're going to spin it, but yeah, so Netflix is going to release a movie. I don't think there was a date announced for it, but I will definitely watch that and let you know if it's worthy of you guys watching. But that is it for the news. Fear and Greed Index. Why did we drop down 1 point? Bitcoin is pumping right now, so we should be like probably at the halfway fair point. Bitcoin's currently at $73,000 right now, still at 73,200. So we're still holding. I love it. Take a look at the crypto bubbles. Everything is green right now. It's not so scary anymore. We're not in a nightmare territory where everything's red, but everything's like, yeah, there's no big explosions in the market. Everything seems on average. Rather, they've either pumped like 2 to 3% or like 7 to 9%. I'm not seeing any bigger ones. Oh, Dogecoin's up 14%. Why is that? But don't know, but you got some small big guys out there that are doing quite well today. So everyone, I hope you have a great Wednesday. It's hump day. We're halfway through that work week, so keep at it. We'll be back tomorrow with some more crypto news, and hopefully we still continue seeing green, because either way, like, even though I would hope we had 1 more month of red and then 5 months of green candles, if it starts today, I'm still happy too. So everyone, I'll see you tomorrow. Keep stacking those sats and take care.